all the way from sunny SoCal into 32 million homes, and we're counting more. This is America Trends. I'm Barry Nussbaum, filling in tonight for Dr. Gina. The poll question today, boy, this is important. Will the Democrats leave their convention unified behind Hillary? You heard our last guest, maybe not. You go vote. Vote in that poll at youtooamerica.com or use the Youtoo America app, available now for Apple and Android devices. Go download it now if you don't already have it. Okay, let's get back to politics, America. Now that Hillary Clinton is the official nominee of the Democratic Party, what will be the general consensus of where she stands on radical Islam? Boy, am I dying to hear this answer. Joining me now is investigative reporter, war correspondent, and New York Times bestselling author, who has a new book out called The Deceptor Making of YouTube Video, Hillary and Obama Blame for Benghazi, Ken Timmerman. Ken, thanks for joining us tonight. First of all, did I say the book right?
Deception.
I got it?
Yes, deception.
Okay,
which is
deception.
what Hillary Clinton does, deception.
Okay, so let's talk about Hillary. She's known as being manipulative. That's her problem with believability by the American people. How bad is this email leak out of the DNC going to hurt her?
Well, it's clearly discredited her with everybody in the Bernie Sanders camp. We've heard every night there have been boos, there have been demonstrations in Philadelphia against her. There are reports this afternoon that they were confiscating placards from Bernie Sanders supporters against Hillary Clinton inside the Philadelphia arena. So it is hurting her, and I mean, it's hurting her with a base. It's clear.
Well, look, there's no poll, Ken, during the convention, right? But every day, the story's not dying. As I talked in the last segment, all the Democrats, talking heads, have this deflection. Well, we've been hacked. It's the Russians. Let's go after the Russians. There's very little explanation of how senior management at the DNC can do this and what Hillary's involvement was. Our last guest said they've got emails combined with voicemail coming out of the next WikiLeaks leak. Can it get worse for Hillary based on this?
It can get a lot worse for Hillary, and it will get a lot worse for Hillary when we see some of the emails from Sid Blumenthal that I talk about in my book, Deception, where he tells her, essentially coaches her in how to create this lie about a YouTube video they're going to blame for the Benghazi attacks. There's so many things that Hillary Clinton has lied about. And there is a trail, a paper trail, an email trail, an electronic trail on many of these lies. And as they leak out, yes, it's going to do her tremendous damage.
So you think, truly, Ken, the poll numbers on I don't believe Hillary are actually going to get weaker? Is that what you're saying?
I think that her trustworthy numbers are going to go through the roof. More and more Americans, the more they see of her, the more they hear from Donald Trump. And I must say, Donald Trump today, a masterful press conference. They had Bill Clinton last night. The Democrats thought that this was going to trump Trump and essentially dominate the news cycle. No, Donald Trump comes out and does a nearly an hour press conference, talks about everything and sundry, and now all the media and the Democrats can talk about is Donald Trump. It's absolutely masterful.
All right, well, let's talk about something that the Democrats aren't talking about. ISIS, radical Islam. Up till a week and a half ago, Hillary Clinton had never said those words. All the terrorism in the United States was a cause for more gun control or a need to control workplace violence. She finally said it, and said it in a way like, okay, I said it, as if now leave me alone. Going forward, the perception is the Democrats don't want to talk about it because they've been phenomenally weak. Are they going to change their policy going into the heavy part of the campaign starting next week? Can they?
No, they won't, and they can't change their policy. Look, I was in Nice the day before the attack with his Islamist who pledged allegiance to the Islamic State, who mowed down 84 people in cold blood. Is the truck the weapon? Should we therefore have a ban on trucks because trucks are lethal weapons? I mean, that is the logic that the Democrats are using with gun control. They're saying, guns are killing people. No, they're not. It's the people who are controlling them. There was an ISIS terrorist driving that truck. Democrats and Hillary Clinton do not want to recognize that. They want to focus on the things that government can control. One day it's guns. Tomorrow it's going to be trucks.
Exactly, Ken. You're quoting me from the show the other night where I said the same thing. And sadly and tragically, a priest was sacrificed in front of his own congregation with a knife by an ISIS terrorist wearing an at-home monitoring device because the French police had already arrested him for terrorism. He had a trial coming up, and that at-home monitor followed him all the way into the church where they killed a Catholic priest.
And this is the kind of thing that we're facing, and we're going to face it here in this country. Don't think that we're immune from this. That's what Donald Trump is warning about. He's talking about radical Islam. And when he says radical Islam, what he means is people who have been Islamized, who have been, indoctrinated into this supremacist ideology that wants to impose Sharia law and the caliphate here in the United States. And they are legion. It starts with groups like the Council for American Islamic Relations, CAIR, which is a Hamas support group in the United States. And there are many, many groups like that. Our communities are infiltrated by these individuals and by these groups. The administration is infiltrated by these communities and by these groups.
All right, let's talk politics, Ken. There's a whole lot of middle. The decline to state, the independents, what they used to call the Reagan Democrats, the ones that aren't registered, are those people going to move to Trump as more terrorism happens and they feel more insecure because they know Hillary's going to continue Barack Obama's policies?
I tell you, I live in Maryland, which is a Democrat state. It's a blue state, reliable Democrat state, unfortunately.
So we're in California. Don't tell me. I get it.
All right. But, I've also been to Trump rallies in Maryland. And when I'm at those Trump rallies, there have been Democrats, there have been independents, people who've never voted, people who were just curious. And they all came out of those rallies extraordinarily enthusiastic for Donald Trump. Why? Not because he's a Republican, not because he's extraordinarily wealthy, but because he tells the truth. He tells it like it is. He doesn't try to sugarcoat things. He doesn't give people a bunch of political psychobabble as we hear that Islam is the religion of peace. He says things as they are, and people recognize that. Americans are pretty smart. They recognize the truth when they hear it.
Okay, so answer my question. Is that middle going to move to Trump because of it, big enough to swing the election? It seems like every week, and sadly, twice a week, something else happens.
Yes, I think that middle will move to Donald Trump. I think he will win actually in a landslide. Obviously, we'll see in November, but I think that's what's going to happen. People want the truth. I've tried to tell the truth in my book, Deception. Hillary Clinton is giving us lies. Donald Trump is giving us the truth.
Ken, thanks so much. People, go buy his book. It's important. We want to hear from you, America. Go vote in our poll. We're going to talk about it right after this.